Hello and welcome to the Urge2Podcast Episode 1, a weekly Pokemon podcast where we talk about news with a little bit of other games sprinkled in. I'm Urge2Game.
And I'm CykoPathe.
So this is our very first episode, a new podcast me and other people have had in mind. I've heard of others telling me, hey, Urge, I think you should start a podcast. And I'm like, you know what? I think so. So, CykoPathe. Now, for those who don't know, CykoPathe is actually a good friend of mine in real life. How long have we known each other? It was
2016 when we met playing Pokemon Go.
Yes. And we still do, actually. We both still, well, I haven't been playing much in 2020, but you've still been playing, right?
I've been playing more than I probably would be happy to admit.
Well then, so since this is episode 1, I figured let's, you guys out there tuning in, you know what, you probably want to know a little more about us. So, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. Now, my history with Pokemon. I've been playing Pokemon since it first came to the United States, which is 1998. Although, funny enough, I knew about Pokemon before it was even advertised. I forgot what grade was I in. Anyway, it's funny. There was this kid in my classroom. No lie, seriously. There was this kid in my class who was playing Pokemon in Japanese on his Game Boy. And I'm like, whoa, what is that? He told me about it. I'm like, that's so cool. Didn't know, I couldn't read what he was playing, but he was playing Pokemon. So I told myself, I want that game. And then I saw the commercial. I'm like, oh, I want it. And what do you know? It became a big success. What about you, CykoPathe?
For me, I started playing, I believe, again in 1998, same as you. I, however, did not probably start when it came out. I got my first Pokemon version for Christmas of 1998, and oh my gosh, I think I spent more time playing Pokemon than anything else in my life.
Same. Back when I was a kid, I didn't really care about sports. I didn't play sports. I just cared about playing video games, especially Pokemon. I even got my first Game Boy with Pokemon.
Same here. That's what I got it with. I got the yellow Game Boy. I still even have my original Game Boy.
What?
Yep.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's not in the best shape, but
that's awesome. I don't have mine. My first Game Boy was the Game Boy Pocket. Which is a nice big screen. I don't know what happened to it. I lost it years ago. I still have my Game Boy Color, but I don't know what happened to my Game Boy Pocket. But anyway, so that's cool to hear, though. I had no idea. For as long as I've known you, I had no idea you've been playing this since the beginning. That's so awesome. So another question though. Have you played all the mainline Pokemon games? Well, not every version, but I mean, one version of each generation.
So no, I played I played all the way up to Gen 5, and then I never had the 3DS to play it, the Gen 6 and Gen 7, so I never did. I'm actually currently playing Gen 6 on my 3DS. I don't really have an interest in playing Gen 7 just because of the feature that they added, how they did gyms and everything, but I may get into it.
Really?
What about yourself?
Interesting. I personally loved Sun and Moon being different. Well, technically, I mean, they still follow the same whole formula with gyms and then Pokemon League and such. They just coded it in different paints, so to speak. But I still liked it. It was just different. But hey, that's cool.
Well, I've never given it a try, so I can't really be that guy that doesn't like it until I give it a try. But
right.
I just don't really have an interest in giving it a try.
I understand. Mm-hmm. Especially with the new Pokemon games coming out. We'll talk about that in a bit.
I cannot wait.
All right, so I have another question for you, CykoPathe.
Okay.
What's your favorite Pokemon?
Oh, that's Gengar. It's easy.
Really?
And
why?
So when I was a little kid, actually going back to those days of the history of playing Pokemon, Bulbasaur, of course, was not very popular amongst a lot of the crowd. It was really Squirtle and Charmander. So I picked Bulbasaur. It wasn't because of that. I just liked Bulbasaur. I can't even tell you why. And I had a friend who had an older brother who was into the games, and he knew a lot more about it being an older person. And he said, "Hey, can I have your Bulbasaur? I'll give you something really strong in a trade for it." So I said, "Sure."
Uh-oh.
And he traded me a Haunter. And of course, when the Haunter got traded, it turned into a Gengar. So I ran through my first ever entire playthrough with a Gengar. And I
Whoa.
fell in love with it. It was so diverse. It was so useful throughout the game, especially against normal type Pokemon, which everything at the beginning of the game has normal type moves. So it was just so easy to go through the game.
Oh, that's awesome. That's cool. That's cool. I personally, so I in Pokemon, well, Pokemon Blue was my first version. I chose Squirtle, and well, actually, so this would be actually a nice thing to talk about. Out of the Red and Blue, I picked Blue over Red because even though I didn't know anything about Pokemon, I mean, sure, I saw my friend playing the Japanese game, but I just didn't know what was going on. I picked the blue version just because of the box art. It was a tortoise with cannons on his coming out of his shell, and I figured, okay, he must be a really bulky defensive type of Pokemon. I could tank a bunch of hits in this game, yeah. And most of the people I knew picked red version. Although, well, I didn't know at the time that it didn't matter what version you picked. Like, you still can choose any of the starter Pokemon. But that was my reason for picking blue. What about yours?
So actually, I have a younger brother, and he got Pokemon Red, and I got Pokemon Blue. That's how my mother gave us gifts for Christmas. So it was really nice to kind of get to play both and do our trading for the version exclusives and such. But I mean, I didn't really care what version I got. I was just excited that I saw Pokemon on the box, and I was like, yes, and I ripped it open.
I see. I see. Well, my favorite Pokemon is Gardevoir. And my reasoning is first of all, Psychic type is my favorite. It's my favorite typing. Actually, well, why is it my favorite typing? I suppose it's. I've had one person on stream ask me why is Psychic your favorite typing, and it took me a while to think because I just like it. But now that I think about it, it's the concept of moving stuff with your mind just sounds so OP, sounds so overpowering. And especially in the anime, like Sabrina's Kadabra, like, dude, what? Using Psychic on Pikachu, just beating him up with his mind. I'm like, what? And that Mewtwo movie, actually, it was because of the Mewtwo movie. When you really see Psychic, so because Mewtwo uses Psychic attacks. He used Psychic on this one trainer. He used Psychic on a human. I'm like, whoa. And he looked like in pain. I'm like, what? And he just threw him up. I'm like, what? And Mewtwo controls storms. I'm like, what? Psychic OP! I'm telling you. Of course, that's not the same in the video games. Because
Not anymore.
But anyway, so Gardevoir, Psychic. Check. Another thing I liked about Gardevoir is, okay, Gardevoir kind of wears a dress. And the thing is, I really like black trench coats. This may sound kind of weird, but it's because of Kingdom Hearts 1 on the PlayStation 2. When I saw Sephiroth for the first time, I never owned a PlayStation 1, by the way. PlayStation 2 was my first PlayStation. And so I saw Sephiroth. I'm like, who's this guy, though? And he has a black trench coat. And I hear this epic music. I'm like, dude! And ever since then, it's been ingrained in my brain that people wearing black trench coats are automatically epic and cool. Of course, Gardevoir doesn't have a trench coat. There's no Pokemon wears a trench coat, but a dress is kind of like a trench coat. It's also white, not black. But boy, was I happy when I saw Mega Gardevoir, shiny Mega Gardevoir wearing a black dress. So it's like, oh, that's as closest to a black trench coat as it can get. So that's my reason. Also, Pokedex entry. I mean, Gardevoir makes black holes, which is kind of weird. I feel like we'd all be dead. The Pokemon world would be dead. It's kind of weird. To protect his trainer too, and I'm like, wait, what? Everyone would be dead though. Anyway, but that's my reason behind Gardevoir. Also, nice bonus. It's fairy typing, so that's awesome. Funny enough, Gardevoir it wasn't always my favorite Pokemon. Mewtwo was my number one favorite, and Gardevoir was my second favorite. But because during the 3DS days, I would do Pokemon battles with my friends, and we would always agree, no legendaries, because they're so OP. And I'm like, all right. So I I would barely ever use Mewtwo, but boy, Gardevoir just convinced me. It won me over as my number one favorite just because I kept using her. So
I
that was cool.
I did not know that about you at all.
Oh. I remember I said this on stream once, but I don't know, about like months ago. But yeah, that's why. But man, I just wish our regular Gardevoir shiny was a black dress, just like Mega Gardevoir, because that would be an epic black trench coat. I'm just saying. Of course, that will never happen. Game Freak doesn't change shiny colors. I mean, they may correct them like that Combuskin, but yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. Actually, that would be pretty cool if there's like a shiny alt. Like if you get a shiny Pokemon, there's two different shiny colors. That's like the next level. That would be cool if Game Freak does that. Introducing everyone has alternate shinies. That would be epic.
The collection log for that would be like trying to collect all the Alcremie shinies versions. Like that would be that kind of that would just be
oh yeah.
I can imagine that.
Oh yeah. That'd be crazy. All right. So, let me ask you this, CykoPathe. What's your favorite Pokemon game?
That has to be Gen 2, hands down. Any of them in Gen 2 necessarily. Primarily just because, being a Gen 1er, everything that they did in Gen 1 was basically corrected into in Gen 2. And it was so much better. The colors, especially in Pokemon Crystal, you got animations finally. Being able to actually revisit one of the regions, which I know you've said on your stream multiple times, makes the games feel so much better that you can actually go back and see everything updated. Even though the game in Kanto was somewhat bare compared to what it was in Pokemon Red and Blue, it was still amazing to get to go back there and kind of visualize what everything was like in better graphics.
I did not know your favorite game was Gen 2. You were automatically my best friend. Hi.
I thought I was already your best friend.
Yes. Anyway, so my favorite Pokemon game is also Gen 2. So Gold and Silver. Yes. I mean, you've already pretty much said what I've said in my streams in the past. Of course, it does everything better than Red and Blue. It expands upon Red and Blue concept, of course, not just keeping Red and the Kanto region, but it makes everything better. It even shows the experience bar. That I love seeing. When I first played, I chose Silver instead of Gold. When I play Pokemon Silver and I saw the XP bar on my starter Pokemon Totodile, I'm like, oh, this changes everything. I'm glad I could see my progress in the battle. That was cool. But Night and Day though, Night and Day concept, it blew my mind.
Yes, I agree. I actually forgot to mention that. That was that was actually really cool. And being able to even do Night and Day evolutions made a difference as well in some cases, and even spawns.
Yes. When I first got Pokemon Silver, it was at night in real life. It was dark out. I think probably, I don't know what time it was, but so when I set the time, I set the time in real life. So I immediately saw the night concept. I'm like, what? And then I encountered Hoothoot, and I'm like, whoa! And owls appear at night.
For me,
so, huh?
I honestly didn't care about the time. I just mashed A through the start just to play the game.
Oh my gosh. Well, I understand. Actually, so another question. Do you remember what you named your rival on, like, the Gen 1 games or the Gen 2 games?
So my brother and I named each other's
Oh, wow.
rival. So we were basically each other's rivals in the game to try and best each other, even though we would
Nice.
always beat each other technically as the AI, not like, in link battles or anything such as that.
Ah. Oh, that's cool. Myself, well, on my blue version, I think, what did I name? I don't even remember what I named myself. I think I named myself my real name, and my rival's name, I think it was just Gary, because of the anime. I think I nicknamed him Gary.
I feel like everyone did that. Like when you even
I
saw the
know.
prompt names, I think it always showed like Blue,
Yeah.
Gary, and then a random name. And at
Yeah.
that time I didn't even know what the Blue name meant until like years later.
Oh yeah, me too. I didn't. I was like, what? Why would you? Whose name would be blue or red? Why? um, and so in Gen 2, so my silver version, my rival's name, I think I think it was I put my brother's name as my rival, even though he doesn't play Pokemon at all. I still just put him there. Well, did I? Well, either that or maybe it was a classmate of mine. I don't know, as a rival, something like that. It definitely wasn't silver though. Ah, well. Oh, by the way, to finish off my whole why Gold and Silver is so amazing, it's my favorite game ever. um, at the end, after collecting all 16 badges, it's not only you get to go to Kanto, as you said, but you get to beat the gym leaders that you beat in Red and Blue. Of course, time has passed by, and it's like, oh, I'm still the best. Even after 16 badges, you get to go to Mount Silver and face yourself from the past. Well, okay, I mean, it's red, but with its own Pokemon. But still, I just thought that was so epic that the final battle, the strongest trainer in the game is yourself from Red and Blue. I was just mind blown. Like, what? What even?
I agree.
What? Oh man. But even in the remakes, Heart Gold and Soul Silver, I still love them. Oh, anyway. All right. Well, enough gushing. Okay, so CykoPathe. I have another question. Still getting to know each other, apparently, because I for as long as I've known you, I'm still learning all this stuff about you. What? I mean, I had no idea. But for the audience to know, question: if you could be a gym leader, what type of gym would you be?
So even though my favorite typing is ghost type, I would actually pick a dark type since that was like mystical. We never had a dark type gym before, and I always wanted to be the first dark type gym leader, but of course Gen 8 ruined that for me. But that's the type I would pick easily.
Okay. That's cool. Nice. So if you were to have a Pokemon team of 6, who would it be?
Ooh, now does it still pertain to the dark type, correct? Or is it?
Yes.
I would probably have to say Hydreigon, Sableye, Houndoom, Grimmsnarl. Wait, that's 4. I would pick Gengar only for its poison typing to counter the fairy type counters.
All right.
That's the and also because it's still my favorite because you got to include that. And I had that other Pokemon on the tip of my tongue. From Gen 3.
Let me guess, Galarian Zigzagoon.
Yeah, let's go with that. Obstagoon. We'll go with Obstagoon. I like its typing.
All right, cool. So if I could be a gym leader, I would specialize in Psychic. I would have Psychic Pokemon. Here's my team. Of course, Gardevoir. Yes, please. Gallade, of course, because Gardevoir and Gallade, they're just the ultimate duo. You can't have one of them without the other, obviously.
Obvious.
Well, I guess it wouldn't really be fair to have legendaries, huh? So I guess I can't really pick Mewtwo. Yeah, that wouldn't be really fair, using legendaries. What about mythical though? I really like Meloetta, but it's kind of, I don't know. I guess I shouldn't count it. Dang. The thing is, a lot of the other Pokemon I like, they're Ghost type. Honestly, I like Psychic and Ghost. Huh? Because like for example, I really like Aegislash. It's one of my favorite Pokemon. Same with Trevenant, but they're both Ghosts. Gosh, I guess Metagross, Alakazam. Grumpig. Just kidding. Not Grumpig. No. Sorry, Grumpig fans. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Dang. All right. You know what? I think I listed 4, right? Dang. I don't know. Honestly. All right. Let's just go with Grumpig and.
Well, if you were a gym leader, most likely you're going to be with 4 Pokemon anyway. So 4 Pokemon's a fine list to finish off that.
Nah, see, that's thinking like Game Freak. Nah, see, we're gonna think like Paul from Diamond and Pearl, where he's actually being using Pokemon as if it was a video game, like that light screen thing. And he uses 6. I know he's not a gym leader, but dang, I really like Paul as a rival in Diamond and Pearl, the anime, because I mean that game mentality. I'm just gonna assume I can just bring 6v6. I just think it just makes it more fun. Just you're really going all out.
No, that's. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, especially like when you get to like the Pokemon League. By the time it like, even if you were that, you would have 6 anyways.
I always thought it was weird in the mainline Pokemon games where you start off your Pokemon journey and yet you could be the champion in less than a day, and yet all these AI, all these NPCs. I mean, I guess in the lore of Pokemon, they've been trainers for years and years. And they still have, I guess, I don't know, level 10 Rattata or something, for example. Oh, yeah. So, anyway. All right. So, so that's all right. That's about it for us. So, moving on. Let's talk about the Pokemon stuff we played in the past week, or I guess, Pokemon week. Like, how do we? That's kind of a long sentence I said. How was your Pokemon week, I guess?
It's been actually very good. I mean, especially with the Kanto event in Pokemon, I got a good amount of shinies. I didn't get as many as I was hoped, but again, I was not in an area really where I was around a lot of Pokestops and a lot of gyms, so I couldn't really, get the full experience like you do with a community day. But I still got a good amount. I finally got my shiny Mewtwo.
What?
I raided, I think, 7 times remote raid passes. For anyone curious to watch the or listen to this podcast, if you do play Pokemon Go out there, and especially during the pandemic, there's a subreddit out there that is called Pokemon Go Friends. It's a place where you can go out and post raids or search for raids that people are doing. Just keep in mind, again, you can only invite 5 people into a raid for anyone who's curious about how that works in Pokemon.
I'm writing this down.
So you can only, invite 5 people. There is a trick to actually invite 10, but it requires you to basically invite people, wait until one person joins, and then back out and jump back in, and you can invite 5 more people.
Really?
Yes, I've actually done it a couple times.
Wow.
So that is out there if you want to do that. Just keep in mind, again, you may have to add people, multiple people. Because, again, if they're only adding 5 or 10, you may not get in. And especially with certain raids, some are more popular than others. Like Mewtwo was extremely hard to get into. But I got it, and I can do that. You can also post your own, and people can send you invites, or you can ask them for their friend code so you can add them separately. Just keep in mind, if you post your friend code in there, you will get dozens of invites. When I did it, I've gotten like 40 or 50 friend requests. So just
what? Whoa.
Just watch out. That's how I've also gotten the gift challenge pretty much completed, because I've been going out there and the people are like, send me gifts so I can complete this challenge and I'll open yours. So that's been very helpful with that as well. But and then I also this morning actually got a shiny Illumise, so that was exciting.
What? How? Hacks! I call hacks.
I know. My dad works for Nintendo. Come on.
I knew it. Plot twist.
What about your
all right? Well, okay. This past week, right? I've been playing Pokemon Masters EX. I play some Pokemon Go. I don't log in every day. The thing is, I used to play a lot of Pokemon Go before the pandemic. Ever since 2016, I would play a lot of Pokemon Go. But with this whole pandemic, I really just barely been playing. I log in every now and then from my room to see what's around me. But, so I try to log in every day, at least in this past week for sure, because of the whole Kanto Pokemon Go tour. I want to get that shiny Mew. So I've been sending presents to my friends, although I need to make new friends, because definitely the majority of my friends list, I'd say like 90% of my friends list don't even open my presents. Oh boy, I need new friends. And sometimes I would just catch Pokemon that spawn in my room around me. But for the most part, I've been playing Pokemon Masters EX every day, which it's a mobile game for those who don't know. It's a game where you recruit other characters from the Pokemon mainline games, like gym leaders, Elite Four members, or even champions. So there's this event going on about Champion Leon being in the game, and so I've been doing his events. Actually, the thing is, well, the funny thing is, there are these skip tickets. So if you already beat a trainer, because you got to grind on this one battle, this trainer, to get points, to spend the points in. It's like a not a shop, but okay, it's so weird for me to explain this. Pretend it's a game board, and you got to spend points to make a move to the next square, kind of thing. But so I could, and this game has stamina, so I basically just, because I already beat this trainer once, I just spend my skip tickets, which I have over 1,000. And they're free. Like I've been hoarding these tickets. It's ridiculous how many skip tickets the game gives you for free. I don't spend money on this game, but dang. Anyway, so I just spend all my stamina on skip tickets, this one guy, to get all points, and that's it. I log out. It's really that's it. But I have like almost 20,000 gems saved up to summon, which it's a gacha game, so you randomly summon gym leader or possible Elite Four. Elite Fours are 5-star, gym leaders are 3-star, but the champions are 5-star. As well as like villains like Lysander's in the game. Of course, he's a 5-star. Anyway, so I'm saving up my gems for Diantha when she's finally coming to the game on end of March. So yeah, I other than Pokemon Go and Pokemon EX, I also was on Pokemon Sword. I I hatch. I use the Masuda method to run around and hatch eggs, hoping for a shiny. And I did get a shiny female Nidoran. Although I want a shiny male Nidoran for I have a cousin, and one of his favorite Pokemon is a Nidoking. And so I asked him, you know what? I'm gonna do you a favor. I'll get you a shiny Nidoran, and he's really happy. And so I was trying, and I found a shiny female Nidoran. I'm like, oh man. Anyway, but after that, I kind of want to shiny hunt. I suppose Sobble. I already got a shiny Sobble, but now, because at first I've been on this shiny hunt craze, trying to get one shiny per evolutionary line, starting with Gen 8. I already have at least one shiny of every evolutionary line, so I already have a Sobble. But now I kind of want a shiny of his next evolution, and then the next and that final evolution. I'm like, oh, that's a lot of time. I don't know, but at the same time, I kind of want to. This could be a lifelong project. We'll see. But that was my Pokemon week. Actually, wait. So past week, from this recording, I guess. Well, we're recording on a Sunday, so not yesterday Saturday, but the past Saturday was Pokemon Go Kanto tour. That definitely was the most time I've played Pokemon Go compared to all of 2020. I stayed in my for the majority of the day, I stayed in my room using incense, and wow, Pokemon just kept spawning. I had no idea. It's funny, I rarely ever use incense. Rarely, because I know, like, the amount of steps, the more you walk, the faster they'll spawn. But if I'm standing one spot, they're barely gonna spawn. But I had no idea that, I guess they tinkered with the formula where the Pokemon just spawn very more frequent, even if you're just standing there. I guess because of the pandemic. They have made some changes because of that.
Yeah, yeah. They so I did Pokemon Go Fest in 2020, and during some special events when you typically see the orange incense in the shop or when you're in your item box, That means that it's basically has special spawns and that it spawns Pokemon more frequently. Every incense, as of the new event at least, of COVID at least, lasts an hour. But yeah, during special events, it will literally spawn more frequently. So that's something to at least look out for when next events happen. So it is nice that they're trying to be considerate, but at the same point, there are some countries that are a little bit more strict lockdown than the United States right now, and it has made it a little bit more difficult to go and do raids and things such as that, even with free remote raid passes, because of course, even with like the collection event for the Kanto Day, you had to raid 8 Pokemon and you only got 3 free passes, so it made it a little bit difficult.
Yeah. Okay. Dang. Well, so there are challenges in Pokemon Go Tour, all about Kanto, right? Each hour it changes depending on what town it's going on. And funny enough, I was able to catch most of the Pokemon in my room using incense. Of course, when the Pokemon League hour happened, man, I saw Dratini's a lot. And that's when I'm like, boy, I gotta go to this one area. Because I saw my nearby, what Pokemon? There was a Pokemon I've yet to catch. And I saw, okay, it's at that one Pokestop right over there. I need to drive over there. So I actually got in my car and drove to this parking lot. It's a parking lot. It was empty. But there was like 3 Pokestops and 2 gyms at this parking lot. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I stayed in my car next to 2 Pokestops. I'll try to park like in the center, trying to get all 3 Pokestops. I couldn't really do that, but I stayed there for the rest of that in Pokemon League hour, catching a bunch of Dratinis. I was really happy about that. I also found some shinies thanks to that event. I think you found more shinies than me, according to your screenshot. Holy cow! I didn't even fill up a page of shinies. You got like 2 pages. What the?
Yeah, I got 18 shinies throughout the event. However, during Go Fest, I got even more than that. Now, granted, Go Fest was across 2 days, but the second day was all about rocket raids, and that was annoying. But basically, yeah, I got tons more shinies actually during Pokemon Go Fest in 2020, but that was because I was actually able to go to a park and play like with tons of Pokestops and gyms, and that one, of course, where I was, there was maybe like 2 gyms in sight of me. So,
whoa. I'm so glad the remote raid pass exists. When this whole event started, the Pokemon Go Kanto Tour, immediately all the gyms filled up with regional Pokemon. I'm like, whoa, yes! That was my biggest concern before this event even happened. I thought you had to catch every Pokemon to get a shiny Mew, and I was concerned about the regional exclusives. But dang! They all spawned on a gym, and so I used my remote passes battling those gyms, and also inviting anyone I can find on my friends list who's already online, including you, actually.
Yes.
So that was cool. I caught a Kangaskhan and Mr. Mime. I didn't need Farfetch. I had plenty of Farfetch. That one day, that Farfetch spawned everywhere, all over the world. Did you catch any of those back then, or?
Yeah, I did. I think I maybe only have 1 left because I keep running out of box space.
Uh-oh. Yeah, so I caught that, and I only did 1 legendary raid. I got an invite from someone. Unfortunately, the only challenge I have yet to beat is the legendary raid. I have not beaten Mewtwo or Zapdos or Moltres. I probably won't get that done. I doubt. The thing is, you told me about that Reddit. Although, wait, that event, is it over?
I believe it's over on Monday.
Dang, that's tomorrow. Well, whatever. All I care about is that shiny Mew, which I need to send gifts. How, like 151 gifts? Wow.
Yeah, and if you even see what the next set of challenges are, you're gonna just beat your head against your desk.
I read an article about it. Yeah, I saw oh my gosh. What, 30? You need to catch 30 Pokemon of every type? Like, what?
Yeah,
Something like that.
and you also need to catch one every 30. Like you need to play 30 days consecutively.
Yeah, yeah. That I that's right, that's right. That's when I knew, okay, no one's gonna have a shiny Mew this soon. Yeah, well, I mean, the special quest isn't going anywhere, so I'll take my time. I'll get that shiny Mew someday. When I'm.
Did you at least get your shiny Celebi?
I did, yes. Oh yeah,
That's all that matters.
yeah. I also that shiny Ditto. Well, it's from the special quest, of course. I'm on the part 2. That was cool though, shiny Ditto.
Yes.
All right. So next, let's talk about the news.
Wonderful.
Dun,
That is
dun.
that's Professor Oak. He's with us right now, saying wonderful, right, Professor Oak?
Wonderful.
Exactly. All right. Cool. All right. So the news. So Pokemon Direct. Whoa. That was a bombshell regarding Pokemon news. Okay, so let's talk about Pokemon Legends Arceus or Arceus. Well, no, they said Arceus, so I guess that's how you gotta say it, right?
I mean, there's people that are gonna still say it's pronounced a different way. Don't worry.
Well, they did say it differently in the anime. Yeah. But yeah, Arceus. So, what do you think about it?
I truly enjoy. I think it's actually a great concept. I hope that the one thing I want to tell Game Freak and everyone listening to this is that if this game has to be delayed past its initial planned date of sometime early 2022, please do that. I do not want another Cyberpunk 2027 to where they release the game early because everyone's like, I want it now, and the game is a buggy mess. This is one of those games that if Game Freak wants this type of genre to work for Pokemon, they need to take their time with it and craft it well. Because I truly think this could be the future of Pokemon, the way that the game works and runs, and it could even change the way that we look at the mainline series games if this runs successful. Because it's like a giant safari zone, basically.
Future.
And the coolest thing about it as well that I think is interesting that I haven't seen everyone talk about yet, and I think it's because, of course, this is still, it's wrapping around everyone's mind, is that if this does become successful, could they end up doing another version of this, but, like Legends of Mew, Legends of Celebi, Legends, different legendary mythical, let me correct myself, not legendary, mythical Pokemon that we could see, Kanto in the pre-time. We could see Johto and so on. That would be so awesome.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely. My thoughts exactly. This whole concept, I wouldn't even mind if it took place in modern times. Delaying the game, I don't believe that. I doubt they're going to ever delay their games.
Game Freak is very good at getting their games out on time. They're not like some other companies that you see that get behind. I mean, one of the things that you have to really think about when it comes to Nintendo is that they make sure their games are optimized very well for their systems, thankfully. So I don't think it's going to be a problem, but my only thing about it is that if there needs to be a delay because of COVID, I mean, you have to think about it. Breath of the Wild is I know this is a Pokemon podcast, but Breath of the Wild and the Nintendo Direct the week prior to this, it already talked about that they had nothing to share with Breath of the Wild at the time. And I think that's because COVID has delayed some of that stuff. So that's what I mean. Like, if something needs to be delayed, if they say, early 2022 and it can't come out until spring of 2022, please don't just try to put it out on Pokemon Day 2022, because you have to put it out when it's ready, because I don't want to play a game and everyone hates it and then it just dies.
Well, the thing is, Cyberpunk 2077 is like, there's a lot of complications going on in the city, all kinds of movement interactions, things are going on simultaneously in a busy city, and graphically intensive. As Pokemon is it's cartoony. The 3D models are already, of course, they're reusing the same 3D models, and possibly the animations, from what I've seen, I mean, they still seem kind of the same animations. Let's be real here. It's from what I've seen. And so my biggest concern with Pokemon Legends Arceus is because this seems to be open world. I hope it's not just some barren wasteland. I hope they fill the stuff with things to do and things to find, like how in Breath of the Wild there were Korok seeds. I mean, at least that was something. In the random top of the mountain, you know?
Yeah.
I hope you find interesting stuff.
I hope there's like quests that you can go out and do. And I'm not talking about, please don't make me run around the map collecting, random berries. I'm talking about like real quests, like to help, find a Pokemon, catch a Pokemon, show someone a Pokemon, do something like that would actually make you go out and adventure in the area and look. I hope as well for this game that they kind of do the same logic as the wild area, to where they incorporate weather and specific weather spawns. I did like that in the wild area, and I think that would make it cool. Now, of course, we really only saw sunny skies in the game, but it's a very early build, so I'm not like...
Oh, yeah.
Now...
It's...
No, well, my next question is, which starter would you pick, though?
What were the 3 starters again?
Cyndaquil, Rowlet, and Oshawott.
I always go with the water type. In all the mainline Pokemon games, I always choose water. Ever since Squirtle was my very first starter, I've always chosen water. I don't know why. I just feel safe. I feel like I'm guaranteed to not lose by picking water. That's just me.
I'm going to pick Rowlet.
Ooh, nice.
Because it has a ghost typing when you evolve it all the way.
Oh yeah, Rowlet's a favorite among a lot of people. That's cool. Actually, so that's a cool concept in itself, to mix up the starter Pokemon. None of them are even Sinnoh based. That's cool. Of course, this is centuries, I should say, the time period this game takes place. Of course. It makes sense that the Pokemon are just mixed. It's not the usual Sinnoh Pokemon from the professor. That's cool. I like it.
Now, here's a concept that I read on the Pokemon subreddit. Because this game takes in the past, there won't be any fossils to find. There will actually be fossil Pokemon to find. Will there even be Pokemon that have been extinct, that have not been released in other games yet, that could potentially make an appearance in this game? Or have different versions similar to the Galarian and... what other versions have we had? Basically, like the Galar version, Alolan. Thank you, Alolan versions and Galar versions. Will we get like Sinnoh versions of Pokemon that have evolved over time into what they are now? Like we'll see different variations of them.
That makes sense. It does. So here's another question. Because this game takes place long ago, would you even be able to transfer your Pokemon to this game? Because all the mainline Pokemon games take place in modern times. How would you even... What's the story or the plot that Game Freak will come up with if we can transfer a Pokemon to or from... Well, okay, I guess from the game, that's fine, to Pokemon Home. I guess that's whatever. But to the game, I wonder if that's possible. If they'll do that.
It's probably going to require the beating the game to actually maybe do that. Just because, again, you probably have to unlock like some type of dex, but that even comes to that other point. How many Pokemon will actually be available in this game? Because I doubt they're going to do all of them, since they didn't do it for Sword and Shield. So,
I wonder what kind of technology. No way they would have phones. Like, how would you even the Pokedex? Would it just be a scroll? Like, how far back are we talking about here? Because the buildings. This looks like, what, ancient Japan? Or, I don't know.
Well, they still have Pokeballs in it. So they have like an ancient concept of Pokeball. So there is still some technology. But you have to also think, Pokemon universe is not the same as ours, necessarily, in a sense.
Impossible.
So,
no.
So it could be that, what past Pokemon is basically our time frame. And in the future, that's when we get those little, like, Dex navs that can just identify everything.
Here's hoping. Well, so going back to what you were saying, how Pokemon Legends, Mew or Celebi, mythical Pokemon. Oh yeah, I hope this continues to be a thing, but I feel like it doesn't necessarily have to take place long ago. Although I wouldn't mind revisiting to all the other regions, ancient times. Sure, that's cool. I wouldn't mind. Although I mean, how you can't get any bigger than Arceus. He's the god of Pokemon. I mean, come on.
Well, Mew's the one that people are predicting would be the next one because Mew has the genetic code of every Pokemon. It basically relates to every other Pokemon, so that's why maybe that could come into play.
Makes sense.
And what people are predicting is that either in this game or the next game that they may do, there may be a time traveling concept to where you have to go through different time periods of that and make it kind of that would be actually maybe more Celebi since it's the time Pokemon. I don't know why people were assuming that with Mew. Now I'm thinking that, but you could do some type of time concept to where you can go forward and past and try to change the future. Like you're in the future, you go into the past of the game and try to make decisions that change the future to be, with something without Team Rocket ruining the world or anything.
Doubt it. I don't think that sounds too good to be true. I don't think Game Freak would do that.
They'll listen to this podcast and think, "Ooh, that's a great idea. We'll copy that down."
This reminds me of when Sun and Moon was first announced and they revealed the starter Pokemon. How the starter Pokemon, there was, what was it? Their faces or patterns on their bodies represented chemical symbols or something, and people were saying, "Oh man, alchemy is going to be in this game somehow." Like people were just overthinking. I think people give Game Freak too much credit. Judging by Sword and Shield story, especially post game, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't see time travel going back and forth, changing the future to ever be a thing. I would love to be proven wrong. I would love to. Actually, so they did that in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, didn't they? With the Celebi and Primal Dialga. Now, that was a spin-off game. That's cool they did that for Mystery Dungeon. Here's hoping they do that for the mainline games. We'll see.
Yeah, again, it's such an early build. Who knows how far along it really is. So I guess we're really going to have to wait and see until we get more gameplay footage.
Yeah, it is 2022, so that's next year. But in that trailer, I saw there were some Pokemon, their frame rate was like 10 frames per second out in the wild. Like that Chingling was going up and down. You literally looked like 5 frames a second. It was ridiculous. Same with a Chimchar and a Bidoof walking. Of course, this game's coming out next year, so they still got kinks in there, but it's just bizarre that they would even give the okay to show that footage. I'm surprised. At least to show the world, at least I don't know, optimize it to whatever you gotta do just to temporarily show that couple second shot to show that it's smooth. So I don't know.
Here's my thing though. I'd rather see something, even if it's poor. I mean, it was similar. I know that, again, this is still Pokemon, and I'm sorry to bring something else up. Halo Infinite had the same thing. When Halo Infinite released, it showed off game footage. It actually is not out yet. Let me correct that. When they released a teaser trailer, the gameplay footage was awful. It looked terrible. Like for a company that was bragging that their console was so great, and they delayed the game after hearing responses from people, and that's why I think they showed it, is they want to see what people's feedback is. Because if they just said releasing a Pokemon game, Legends of Arceus, but didn't show any gameplay, we have no idea what the heck that is. So I think that's why they did it. Now, some of the screenshots, like you said with that Chingling, yes, I agree they should have probably cut that part out. But
yeah,
I think they were just trying to show, different things, different Pokemon, to give people ideas of what we can see and look and feel how that game's going to kind of resonate in the future.
Well, that's another thing. I'm surprised they would even show a Pokemon game for next year. This early? How often does Game Freak show a game over a year early before its release? I'm surprised.
I don't think they've ever done that. I don't think Nintendo doesn't do that.
Yeah, well, okay, well, I mean, other than Breath of the Wild. but just only Pokemon, though.
I mean, no, Pokemon they never have. I mean, heck, they usually show a game around this time of year, and then they say it's coming out in the fall of whatever year it is. So yeah, seeing something that far out is pretty spectacular.
Yeah, I guess it's because of the 25th anniversary. They want to really give us wow us, I guess.
Maybe they were worried that Diamond and Pearl remakes were not gonna be perceived well, so it was like, here, we're gonna show them something else.
It is kind of weird that they would reveal both, right? This year's Diamond and Pearl game and next year's mainline game. Well, assuming that's the Pokemon Legends Arceus, I assume, because you know how usually every year Game Freak releases a new Pokemon game. Usually, they always follow this pattern, right? Like for example, on DS, new gen, which is Diamond and Pearl, remake, third version, which is Platinum, right? And the next year is a remake, which is Heart Gold Soul Silver. Then the next year is a new gen. Then the next year is a sequel to the new gen, and that's it for that console's lifespan. They did that with 3DS. Well, they skipped Z version, but they didn't put anything on that year, which I'm fine with them not putting out a new game every year. Sometimes it surprises me that, dang, we're already moving on to the next game. I just feel like their recent game just came out. I'm like, whoa, okay. But
it's all about the fans. They want more Pokemon content.
So this Switch, they changed the pattern on the Switch. So Let's Go Pikachu, that just already changed things. People were expecting a new generation just because it follows the Game Freak pattern that they do. But no, we got Let's Go, and then we got Sword and Shield. But then the following year, 2020, we didn't get a Pokemon third version like Pokemon Gun or something, Sword Shield. I don't know what the third weapon would ever be, but instead we got a DLC, which is a first for the Pokemon mainline games. I'm not talking about DLC. I'm not talking about like patches to fix bugs like they did with 3DS. Of course, there were updates to fix things, but new content, downloadable paid content. This is their first time doing it. So, okay. Well, let's say we're back on track with the formula. Sword and Shield new game next year is, well, not the third version, but still DLC. They're still getting money from us, the customers, regarding a new Pokemon mainline content, whether it's a third version or DLC. Which I'm glad they do DLC instead of rebuying the same game and have to play through the same story. I'm completely fine with DLC, although not a fan of reselling us old Pokemon. I personally wish the DLC just added new Pokemon, but that's just me. How do you feel about that for a moment?
I like the DLC. I thought it was a better concept because, as you said, it didn't require us to buy a new game. It was half the price, basically, of a brand new game. And the features that they added into it, everyone could basically get. And especially the max raid battles was top tier post game content. I mean, every YouTuber, and even there's still people out there still shiny hunting. I know you're still shiny hunting. Yeah. There's so much to do there. Now, I know it's basically rinse and repeat content, but the excitement when you finish that you have a chance to get a shiny, 1 in 100 chance is awesome.
Mm-hmm. Which actually, so it reminds me. Here's the thing. Okay, so Pokemon Legends Arceus. This takes place in the Sinnoh region. All right, cool. I wonder. This is weird because the Crown Tundra DLC in Pokemon Sword and Shield, it brought back every legendary Pokemon in ever being obtainable. Not every mythical Pokemon except Keldeo, but all legendaries are obtainable, including Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina. It's kind of well, I guess this also goes with the Diamond and Pearl remakes, and same with Pokemon Legends Arceus. How we're in Sinnoh, and we can already catch most of the Sinnoh Pokemon in Sword and Shield and DLC. I don't know, it feels kind of weird.
No, I agree. I feel like the only, I honestly do not think these remakes will be as popular as everyone thinks. I mean, there's people that are still going to buy them regardless, but just like because no, trust me, I'm going to get it too. But it's just because it's an exact remake. Game Freak, well, not Game Freak. Nintendo has basically said that it's designed to be an exact remake. There's nothing that's really changed. All it is updated graphics. The same Pokemon are going to spawn. They're not going to have new variations of Pokemon. So to me, you're right. I don't see the appeal except for maybe newer fans to the game genre that never got to play the original.
Yeah,
Diamond
true.
and Pearl.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. Yeah, appealing to those young folk who have not played the original. Man, when was the last time I played Platinum, dude? It's so long. Well then. So, is there anything else you want to add to this Arceus discussion before we move on to Diamond Pro remakes?
Game Freak, don't mess this up.
I hope, now this is just wishful thinking, but I hope we can customize our characters, our trainers. That'd be cool. All right, let's move on to the next topic. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, the Diamond and Pearl remakes. What do you think?
I mean, I just kind of added to this a little bit in the last segment, but it's nice. I do like that I'm going to get to replay through them again on high-end graphics, but something I did see online is a picture that's very weird. The Diamond and Pearl remakes look just like the Link's Awakening remake. And
I said that on my reaction video.
Oh, you did? I haven't watched the reaction video. And then the Legends of Arceus looks just like Breath of the Wild. So someone at Nintendo is like, whatever they're doing at Legend of Zelda, let's copy that to Pokemon. It's working out great.
I also said that on my Arceus reaction video that it looks like Breath of the Wild. Yeah, Diamond and Pearl remakes looks like Legend of Zelda. Link's Awakening. It's fun. I didn't know the name at the time. I forgot the name, but yeah, totally. I thought that was funny too.
Now, I have two questions for you. First one, which version are you getting?
Diamond.
Okay.
In the original Diamond and Pearl, I never bought the Diamond version. I played the Pearl version. I chose Pearl over Diamond, even though I didn't know anything about Dialga or Palkia. I just simply went by the box art, how cool they look, and I just chose Palkia because it was a biped and it had wings. But I mean, I didn't know Dialga's also Steel type, and I'm like, dude, Dragon and Steel, I want that. And also Primal. I hope Primal Dialga would be a thing from Mystery Dungeon. I've always wanted Primal Dialga to be a thing in the mainline games. That'd be cool. But I'm choosing Brilliant Diamond. What about you?
I was thinking about picking Diamond, but I don't know yet. I'm waiting to get more information on the game. I'm assuming they're going to have more information on it as we go out through the year, similar to how they did with Sword and Shield. The second question, though, that I wanted to ask you is, do you think they're going to either bring back Mega Evolutions or make some type of Dynamax?
Oh, gosh.
Gigantamax, actually, for Diamond and Pearl.
That's the $1 million question, isn't it? Will they continue on with Dynamax? If looking back on the 3DS, Megas lasted all those 3DS games. Sun and Moon got Z crystals in there too. Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee has Megas, although it still came before Sword and Shield. I personally, I don't think Dynamax are coming back because the whole concept of Dynamax, the energy, how Dynamax is even a thing in the Galarian region is because there's like this energy in the land, within the land. Mm-hmm. I don't see that like spreading to other regions. They would have to explain that. Well, I mean, they could just say, "Oh, it's spread to Sinnoh now." Okay. I mean, I guess that could always be a thing. I just hope Dynamax doesn't come back. Dynamax, it's fine. It's cool. It's just, if I could pick between Megas and Dynamax, I really want Megas. Kangas Kong misses his Mega. Mawile misses his Mega. His or her Mega. Or I guess Kangas Kong's always female, isn't it? Yes. Yeah, I hope Megas come back. But, so the thing is, okay, the world in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, it looks like a toy world, toy style. But in battles, they're just like Sword and Shield graphics. I think the trainers.
I would say it actually looks more like Let's Go.
Good point. Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot. It's funny. Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu and Eevee, in some ways, it looks better than Sword and Shield. Like, what?
You're right.
Like, what? How? What? Um, yeah. So I just hope Megas come back. I personally think Megas won't come back and Dynamax will stay just because if 3DS is anything to go by, again, Megas last all the 3DS games, so Dynamax, I guess it can continue to the remakes. I just hope I'm wrong.
Again,
What about you?
I mean, I would like to see Megas. The Dynamaxes were cool. I thought they were, an interesting concept. But getting to play with them, it's because you can only pick one Pokemon, which is fine. That's no different than Mega Evolutions. But the moment you switch out, it's gone. It's just like the Mega you can reutilize through the entire game, so you can be very strategic about which one you pick.
Yeah, and the Dynamax only lasts for 3 turns.
Yeah.
In that trailer, I noticed. I don't know if you noticed this, but there's a statue at the end of the trailer that shows Dialga.
Yep.
Or it looks like a fusion between Dialga and Palkia. It's weird. I don't know if I'm the only one seeing this, but it looks like Dialga has Palkia's wings and Palkia's shoulders. You know that circular shoulder that Palkia has on both sides. It like if you take a closer look, it looks like it's a fusion between them. Like literally taking the parts and putting together. It's kind of weird. I don't know if they can fuse together the deity of time and space. Fuse together. Can Giratina fuse with them too? That's like, will they overpower Arceus? Pokemon Legends Arceus. Wait a minute. They're going to return in Pokemon Legends Arceus to fight. No, I don't know where I'm going with this.
Urge, I think you need to take that tinfoil hat off for a second.
Okay. What do you think, Professor Oak?
Wonderful.
Exactly. See, he agrees. Oh, I should get him to say you were close. I don't have that. So, what, do you think I'm crazy?
No, but I mean, I did notice that, but I don't see anyone talking about it on the internet, so I don't know.
Really?
No. The Pokemon subreddit's not talking about it. All they're talking about is Legends of Arceus.
Oh, well, yeah, okay. Let's be real here. That was the bigger bombshell. No one saw coming. Well, actually, supposedly there were leaks like a couple hours ago before the direct, but dang. So okay. Continuing on with Diamond and Pearl, in that trailer, for one brief moment, it showed you were underground. You were walking in the underground mines. Now, in the regular Diamond and Pearl, you can mine for gems. I forgot what you did with the gems, but you can mine using a touchscreen. You got to be careful of what you tap on. It was his own mini game. You can use your pickaxe only a couple times to mine stuff. So I hope that's coming back. That'd be cool. Also, you had your own. What was it? Didn't you have your own secret base underground? I know Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire had that. Same with Ruby and Sapphire. But didn't Diamond and Pearl also? Didn't you have your own room?
I don't actually remember that from Diamond and Pearl. I know they did contests, but I don't remember them keeping the secret bases. I thought that was like unique to Omega Ruby. Ruby and Sapphire.
No, you're right. Wait. Oh, no. Yeah, you're right. What I'm thinking is you were somehow able to put stuff on the floor. Like I think you were able to put those arrow panels where you spin and while it pushes you in a direction. I think it did that. That way you can speed through the mine.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay. Yeah, that must have been what I thought then. Well, that's interesting that they're bringing that back. So okay, this game, Platinum. I wonder if they're gonna have post game content regarding Platinum, or it's gonna be. Well, that wouldn't make sense. It would meld, because in Platinum, one of the biggest differences is Cyrus and Giratina, right? Going to the Distortion World. Do you think we'll be going to the Distortion World?
Yes, I think they're going to do something similar the way they did with ORAS, like how they did the Delta episode. They're going to have something with, I don't know what they're going to call it, because Brilliant and Shining doesn't really have its, synonym like Omega and Alpha had Delta. But yeah. I'm assuming they're going to do something with Giratina, just like they did with Rayquaza.
So you don't think in the main story when you reach the spear pillar, do you think Giratina would pop up and consume Cyrus in the main story?
I could see it happening, but I truly don't know.
All right. Uh, I just I wonder if there is post game platinum content.
I hope.
That don't really. I mean, I guess unless it Diamond and Pearl, unless Shining, so Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, if it still follows the same story, what happens on the Spear Pillar, right? Because you don't encounter Giratina there.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose in the post game content, I don't know, maybe your phone rings saying, "Hey, we're getting bizarre readings on top of Spear Pillar. Can you check it out?" And that's when Giratina will pop. Maybe, well, I don't remember what happened to Cyrus in Diamond and Pearl. I know Platinum, but Diamond and Pearl, I don't remember what happened to
I
him.
thought he still jumped into the distortion world, but you just never went after him.
Did he? Huh.
I that's what I remember, but again, it's been so long since I played a Gen 4 game.
I know it has been a long time. I remember more on Platinum than Pearl. In the anime, Cyrus he jumps in with Dialga and Palkia, creating that new world. With Giratina wasn't there at all. Huh. Yeah, we'll see. It'll be interesting if they decide to change the story. Instead, Cyrus, I don't know, gets arrested and he's in jail, but then breaks out in post game to come back to Spear Pillar, and then Giratina shows up and it's like, okay, now this is the Platinum. This is what happened in Platinum kind of thing. And then you go to Distortion World, which I hope if we do go to Distortion World, it'd be great if they elaborate on that. I don't know, like doing more stuff, because in Platinum, all you really did in the Distortion World was walk. Like there were no Pokemon to battle, no other trainers, although who would really be there? You just kept walking until you faced Giratina to catch him. That was it. There wasn't nothing else. There wasn't anything else to do. I forgot contests were even a thing in Diamond and Pearl. Huh.
Everyone else did as well. Don't worry, you're not alone.
I thought that was Ruby and Sapphire and Black and White thing. Oh no, Black and White didn't have. Yeah, no, it had contest. I didn't know Diamond. I forgot Diamond and Pearl did. Then again, I guess that's why Dawn in the anime wants to be in contest. Now that I think about it, yeah. I don't know if I'll ever get used to saying Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire just is fine. It rolls off my tongue just fine. I remember that. It's gonna take me a while to say Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I still call them Diamond and Pearl remakes. I'm not wrong, but we'll see.
Yeah, I agree. It just doesn't roll off the tongue very well.
All right. Continuing with the next set of news regarding the Pokemon Direct, Pokemon Go. In the Direct, they, reminded, or I guess announced, this is weird. They mentioned how you can catch the Cantonian legendaries, Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres, Mewtwo, in raids in Pokemon Go. That's cool and all. But why didn't they say this a week ago? This is weird, because the whole Pokemon Go Kanto tour, you can't buy the ticket anymore. It's over. If they delayed that Kanto tour just a week, so it would have started yesterday on Saturday, or have the Pokemon Direct a week earlier, it's weird. Like they say this now a week after it's passed. I mean, granted, there's still a couple more days to catch these legendaries, but why wouldn't you? I don't know. Why wouldn't you say this before you could buy the ticket for Shiny Mew? It's weird.
Well, if you didn't know, you can only get the ticket, the Mew challenges, if you've reached level 40.
Yes.
So even if a bunch of new players came back to the game, no one's going to be level 40, or most likely not. So I think that's why. I do agree that they should have announced it, but you know what? Nintendo's ahead in some places, but behind in others. Maybe they forgot. But I will say, though, that, it was throughout the entire week that you could still catch the legendary, so I think that's what they were just trying to advertise.
Yeah. I still think it's weird. I don't know why they didn't say this. They didn't delay the Kanto tour or say this Direct a week earlier. It's weird.
I don't know why they didn't do Kanto Day on Pokemon Day. It fell on a Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah. What the?
Missed opportunity. Maybe it was Niantic was like, we can't do it that day. We got something else going on.
All right.
And they didn't have anything.
Is there anything else going on in Pokemon Go?
Oh,
Like besides that stuff?
There's
Or
a
no?
lot going on this month.
What the? Well,
So Niantic's actually gotten very good during the pandemic about announcing everything that's happening basically a month in advance.
oh,
For
good.
the most part. I mean, of course, Community Day, they're still announcing, a month in advance,
Yes,
and some other
of course.
things. But so something that they've done also during the pandemic is they've had $1 one coin boxes, not $1, one coin boxes that contain a random assortment of items.
Yeah, I've been buying those. There's a daily, isn't there? Yeah.
There's
once
a
day you
daily
can-
free box, but no, these like
Oh.
coin bundles, these one coin bundles have good items in them, like raid passes, incense, incubators, berries, pokeballs. So you
What?
don't, yeah. And they do them once every Monday, and they last for a week. You can only claim them within that week. If you miss out, then the next one shows up.
What?
Yep. They're also Gibble is the research breakthrough this month. So every time you
What?
complete 7 tasks, you can get a Gibble, and it can be shiny.
What? I don't have a Gibble. I never found one.
Yeah, they did a lot of Gibble stuff during Community Day. That's how I got all mine. I got a 97.8 Garchomp.
What? All right.
Um,
What? Okay. Hold on. Wait. All right. Let's be real here. Real talk. How are you finding these things? Are you hacking?
told you my dad works for Nintendo.
What? I knew it. It all makes sense.
Starting tomorrow at 8 a.m. local time, Incarnate Landers will be available for a week, and its shiny form is officially releasing. Fletchling Community Day is on Saturday the 6th, 8 p.m. Starting at 11 a.m. local time, going to 5 p.m. local time.
I still haven't caught. I don't have enough candy to evolve a Talonflame. I definitely will be taking advantage of this day.
And keep in mind with that Urge, as you mentioned, the incense you can play right from your house, and Pokemon will spawn every 30 seconds or so, and incenses will last for an hour. And if you did not know this, you can actually stack incenses. So you can actually activate multiple incenses at once, so you can have it going for like 3-4 hours at a time.
Did not know that.
Then as well, starting on Saturday the 6th, Tornadus will be available in Raid starting at 8 a.m., and you can get the shiny as well. And then starting on the 11th at 8 a.m., you can get Thundurus with the shinies as well.
Are we so? And these are the regular forms.
Incarnate, yeah. Then they're releasing
okay.
the Therian. No, then they're releasing the Therian form of Thundurus on the 16th, and Tornadus on the 30th. They have not made an announcement to release the Therian. The Therian Landorus yet. Just only Thundurus and Tornadus.
I don't think I have not caught any of those 3 legendaries, even in their incarnate forms.
I didn't.
What was it? Because throughout 2020 is when the Gen 5 Pokemon were released, right? Oh, I think I caught a couple late 2019, but
yeah,
I definitely, because I haven't been playing much throughout 2020 because of the pandemic. I have definitely have not caught any of those 3, the trio, legendary trio.
Now, I will mention again, just for anyone who's curious, who still plays Pokemon Go or maybe hasn't kept up with it, every Tuesday night, 6 p.m. your local time, they have a catch hour. Or they call it Spotlight Hour. They have a random Pokemon that spawns. The first one on the second is going to be Krabby. It can be shiny, of course. And you have 2 times the transfer candy and so on. Urge, I can actually send you the picture that I'm actually getting all this information off if you want to put that in the podcast as well. So everyone can see the whole calendar. So keep that in mind. And then every Wednesday at 6 p.m. from 6 to 7, there is a raid hour. So you can have a specific Pokemon appear in multiple eggs. So you can, try and raid those. Keep in mind, again, if you're going to be doing it from your home, you can only use remote raid passes. And please use the Pokemon Go friends. I cannot tell you how useful that's been because I don't have to wait till my 6 o'clock because around the world, it's 6 o'clock somewhere. And
Yeah.
you can easily find people trying to do raids, and people will still try to join you because, again, there's some people that, by the time it's our 6 o'clock, it's in the morning for Australia. So just keep that in mind.
That's cool.
And then there's a couple other things going on, like they're having some mega events and things such as that, mega Pokemon events. There is an Incense Day for Psychic and Steel type on the 14th, and I believe that's pretty much all that's really in the way of Pokemon Go news.
That's incredible.
So Urge, start getting out your phone and start playing more.
I know, right? Speaking of mobile games, let's talk about Pokemon Masters EX. That was the next thing that they showed in the Direct. Well, we're working our way backwards here, I guess, because I'm just be real here. The bombshell was the Arceus one, then Diamond and Pearl, and let's just move backwards. Okay, so Pokemon Masters EX. Now I played this game. So in that Direct, they said Champion Leon from Sword and Shield is in the game. Finally, well, which is true. He's just been released. Same with Marnie with her Morpeko. So on Pokemon Masters EX, each trainer is with a specific Pokemon. So Champion Leon has Charizard. He doesn't have any other Pokemon. That's just how the game works. Each trainer has one Pokemon. So this I feel conflicted. Champion Leon with Charizard. Here's the thing. Red is in the game with Charizard. So now there's 2 Charizards in the game. And the bizarre thing is, Leon's Charizard doesn't even Gigantamax. His sync move is not so for those who know, sync moves are like their it's like a Z move, basically. It's it's a big attack. So which it can also be used to Mega Evolve. But this Charizard can't Gigantamax, so what? Now, I haven't spent my gems to summon Leon. Again, I'm saving it for Diantha because with Pokemon Master EX, there's a Reddit and a Discord server. There are data miners that they always data mine the moment a new update comes out, and they revealed that Diantha and Champion Iris from Black 2 White 2 are coming to the game in March. And so finally, Gardevoir's my favorite Pokemon. Diantha actually has Gardevoir who Mega Evolves. I'm like, yes! Yes! All right, fine. I say finally because, for crying out loud, the main menu, when you boot up the game of Pokemon Masters EX, shows Diantha and Gardevoir, but after all this whole time, Diantha was never obtainable in the game. Nor did she ever make an appearance, so finally, the main menu is not a lie. It's kind of weird. But so... yeah, so Leon has Charizard, Marnie has Morpeko, which these are all summonable right now. There's also Lance with his Dragonite. I have him. There's also Cygnus Suit Cynthia with her Komo-o-o. Unfortunately, not the regular Cynthia with her Garchomp, but the Cygnus Suit version. Pyres is in the game too with his Obstagoon. Is it Pyres? Is that how you pronounce his name? From Sword and Shield?
I don't know. I thought it was Piers, is how people pronounced it.
I thought that too, because like a pier, like in real life, it's where the ocean's at, pier. But at the same time, some people told me piers, some people told me Pyres. I don't know.
Let's go off with like the Twitch streamers do when they're like reading when they're like playing through the game.
All right, well, so Lysander is also in the game. I mean, he's been there for quite some time, and his Pokemon is Yveltal. Oh, I actually spent my gems on him. This was before data miners found out about Diantha. Well, before the whole update even happened. So I was able to get Lysander with his Yveltal. And so Sycamore is also with Sycamore's Pokemon, Professor Sycamore, has Xerneas, which is a free Xerneas. Anyone who has the game can get a free Xerneas with Professor Sycamore, and there's an event going on where you can max out your Xerneas, full max, 5 out of 5, 20 out of 20, maxed out that Xerneas, which is really good. It has well, first of all, Leech Horn? What? You heal? What? That's crazy. Yveltal, he has Oblivion Wing, which heals it, so that's amazing as well. So, also, Serena's back with her Fennekin, which Delphox is kind of OP with that hypnosis. Let's be real here. I kind of want more copies of Serena, just because the more copies you have, they merge together to expand the sync grid, which is like a skill tree, so you have access to more skills to equip. For the most part, I just want to have one copy of each, except Red with his Charizard. I have a 4 out of 5 merged. Red with his Charizard, because Charizard is just so good, like ridiculous, and it Mega Evolves. Anyway, so yeah, in the direct, they basically just mention Leon, Marnie, and also Gloria. I don't know why her name escaped me. She's also coming back with her Zacian. Like what? I assume the male trainer counterpart will have the Zamazenta, but we'll see in the future. Anyway, so yeah. That's that for the Pokemon Masters EX news regarding the Pokemon Direct. Moving on, Pokemon Snap, or I guess technically it's Pokemon Cafe. Before I don't play Pokemon Cafe. Do you?
No, I used to play Pokemon Duel. We want to talk about Blast from the Past, but I uninstalled that game like after a week.
Yeah, me too. I did try that out for the first couple days, and I just couldn't really get into it. I also uninstalled that game. Well, now it's actually no more. They shut that down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't play Pokemon Cafe. I never tried it. Have you ever? I played the Magikarp mobile game. Did you?
No.
Oh, I had a shiny Magikarp. It was special. Anyway, Pokemon Snap. So, I'm getting this game. Are you?
Oh, 100%. It's like a blast from the past, especially the new information we got. It looks awesome.
Oh yeah. Honestly, like, they don't need to release another Pokemon Snap trailer. I'm already sold. You got me, Game Freak. You got me. Or, well, I don't know who the devs making this game, but anyway, I'm sure a portion is going to Game Freak as well. Anyway, so there's this new item. Now, normally, you can throw apples at the Pokemon. They eat, they're happy. Sometimes it triggers stuff. They introduced a new item. I forgot what it was called, but it makes Pokemon glow. And it makes some nice snapshots. That's nice. It also it makes Pokemon do certain things. Not only pose, but also move to do stuff. So, no doubt, you know what? I wonder if they're even bringing back the Pester Ball. Pester Ball, now that I think about it, I don't know if Nintendo or Game Freak would ever want a Pester Ball to pester Pokemon, because Pokemon are friendly creatures. Don't hurt them, kind of thing. I mean, sure, you can throw apples at their heads, but I don't think an item designed to pester a Pokemon, I don't see that coming back. But so this new item kind of reminds me of a Pester Ball, except it's not to pester them. It's just to make them all glowy. What do you think?
I hope they bring back the Pester Ball, because of course with I think it was called the Luminescence Ball or Luminous Ball.
Yeah,
it's a nice concept, but as well, like, it makes them glow. But you know when we used the Pester Ball in Pokemon in the previous games versus bumping them, hitting them with an apple, they did different poses, they had different reactions. So
yeah.
it could involve in them attacking, but I agree with you. I doubt they're going to bring it back. I think the Luminous Ball or whatever it is going to reign supreme.
I agree. We'll see. I'm definitely getting that game day one. Well, what about you?
Oh, no, I haven't pre-ordered it yet. I plan on getting it day one.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I'm same as you. They don't need another trailer. Just give it to me now. Just let me install it on my Switch. Now,
actually,
go ahead.
Pokemon Snap, new Pokemon Snap. I keep wanting, in my mind, I want to call it Snap 2, but there is no number 2. New Pokemon Snap looks prettier than Sword and Shield.
I would say so, yes. Because it's interesting. You look at the old Snap, and it looked just like Pokemon Coliseum. This one, it looks like they're using more of the graphics settings in the Switch versus what they did in Pokemon Sword and Shield.
This is a different company making the game. I believe it's Bandai Namco. They also... Didn't they make Pokken Tournament?
Yes, you're right. Yes.
Yeah, they did. Dude, that's if Game Freak, if they in the future, if they ever decide to make every Pokemon, all 800 plus Pokemon, the same graphics as Pokken Tournament with that much detail per Pokemon, that'll never happen.
Now, here's something that I've not seen anyone talk about on the internet at all. What if they put shiny Pokemon in Pokemon Snap, but it's just like any other Pokemon game to where it's like a 1 in like some thousand chance to find it. And if you go back through that same level, you have a chance to find a different Pokemon as shiny, meaning the Pokemon won't be the same every time.
That makes so much sense. I hope that's a thing. That's brilliant.
Because don't forget, the first Pokemon Snap, when it came out, shiny Pokemon wasn't even a concept, or at least it wasn't known to us. Maybe Game Freak was already thinking about releasing it back then. But that would be really cool, and that would actually allow us to explore the game more. It would add to the replayability. Another thing that I'm very curious about that I would love to know is they did show that the game had a night and day cycle. Does that mean that like you can change the areas that you go through to be night, day, morning, evening, whatever, and different Pokemon will appear as you go through that adventure based on the time of day?
I saw that too. I hope you can toggle, and I hope it's not tied to your Nintendo Switch time like Animal Crossing. I mean, otherwise people would just time skip and, change it.
Yeah.
I hope that's a thing you can toggle.
But I think that would be a cool concept to have shiny in there, which would basically boost, the cost of the picture. Like you can get extra points, and even as you said, the day and night cycle, like to toggle that, because that would be amazing and add again so much replayability to go through and get different Pokemon that way.
Mm-hmm. Here's hoping. I just hope I can print out my snapshots at Blockbuster.
Erd, I hate to be the guy that tells you this, but Blockbuster's out of business.
What?
Calm down. It's not the end of the world. Maybe they'll have a new way to print things out.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Wonderful.
All right, thank you for telling me. I just hope the professor of that game says wonderful and you were close when he grades our pictures.
Here's the hope. If they don't, then we're gonna have to review bomb it on what is it?
Metacritic.
Metacritic. There we go.
Oh boy. Moving on. The post Malone concert. Now, this took place on Saturday. I was there live when it first started, but the moment I heard like the kind of music, I that's just not my kind of music I listen to. I skimmed through, I left and then I came back when it was done, so I could just skim through to see. It was very nice visual effects. It was really cool, him walking around different environments, like it was a hologram. But it's not my kind of music. What do you think?
I also think Post Malone was not the artist to really pick for that. He does not seem like a Pokemon person. There's so many other artists they could have picked, in my opinion.
Oh. Well, at the end of that video, they did announce there's 2 more singers coming soon. One of them's Katy Perry, and the other one is someone else. But then they also said plus more. So, I personally don't listen to songs. My kind of jam, the kind of music I listen to is orchestrated music from video games, or even fan-made orchestrated music based on video game music. That's just me. I barely listen to songs that actually have lyrics other than like One Winged Angel.
That totally makes sense from that perspective. But
like I love hearing orchestrated versions, even fan-made, of Pokemon music. Like, especially Pokemon Symphonic Evolutions, the concert. They don't tour around anymore. Did you ever go to a concert, one of those Pokemon Symphonic Evolutions concert?
I never got the chance to.
It came one time in the city where I'm at, and it was amazing. Anyway, next up is Shiny Toxicity. There's an event going on right now where you can get a free Shiny Toxicity via mystery gift in Pokemon Sword and Shield. In the US, you gotta go to GameStop. GameStop is giving away shiny Toxicity. Well, here's the thing. You gotta use. I forgot this thing even existed. You gotta use the Pokemon Pass app on your phone. I remember I downloaded this. What? When did this come? I don't even know when this came out. Last year? No, the year before. No, this came out a couple years ago. I have just forgot this was a thing. But anyway,
everyone else.
So it started on February 19th and it ends March 18th. So there's still plenty of time to get this. So this shiny Toxicity, the reason why this is a thing, this event, is to celebrate the Pokemon trading card game release, Shining Fates. So, Pokemon cards. CykoPathe, do you play or collect the cards?
I would love to, but it's an extremely expensive hobby that I don't want to get addicted to.
Oh, I know, right? Me too. Oh, yeah. What was the last set of cards you played or had?
Oh, that would I quit collecting after Gen 3.
Yeah, me too. Gen 3, what was it? That was... Yeah, back then, I collected so many of the Gen... Well, I mean, I've been collecting Pokemon cards. I collected the basic cards and the Fossil and Jungle, but I stopped after that. They released the Gym Leader variant set of cards and Team Rocket's own set of cards, but I came back to it during Gen 2. But then I stopped when Gen 3 came out. Now I got some of the E cards. Well, no, I collected the first set of the Gen 3 cards, but I think no, second set was when they released the E cards or something. Anyway, then I stopped, but then I got back into collecting the cards again when Gen 5 released. Gen 5 set of cards, black and white, and I really liked the direction the card game was going to, especially the whole EX Pokemon. I know that existed before that, but now these were really EX Pokemon with inflated HP. It was crazy. But then I stopped collecting cards again when Mega Mewtwo X came out. I got that and I'm done. it got expensive. I just can't keep spending money on that game, especially because when it comes to the competitive scene, they rotate out the old set of cards. Like, you're forever buying more cards. I really wish there was a Pokemon game on the Switch, a Pokemon card game, not trading card game, but just a Pokemon card game, just like the Pokemon TCG on the Game Boy Color. I don't know if anyone remembers that.
Yep.
Have you tried that?
Yeah.
Have you played it?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, I played it back in the day. I was not very good at it because, of course, my little kid brain was like, oh, look, I want the Charizard pack because Charizard's so cool. And I didn't know what the heck I was doing in the game.
I love how you got to go around beating and collecting, well, were they gym badges? I mean, you still have to beat a leader of each gym. Were they even called gyms? It was the same concept.
Yeah.
You collect gym badges and you take on the Elite Four.
Yeah, it was the same kind of concept.
Which was, yes. And I think at the end of every battle, you open a free booster pack. You get random cards, which is really exciting. I know this is never going to happen, but I really wish they brought back that concept. I know there's the whole Pokemon TCG online app where you'll buy booster packs in real life and it comes with a code and you redeem it for a virtual booster pack to then trade with other people in the auction house. I have an account. That's the thing. When I got back into Black and White, the cards from Black and White to X and Y, I definitely redeemed a lot of booster packs, and I definitely have a lot of good decks on the online game. Of course, they're all outdated, but I still love them. I actually forgot my password. Dang. I think I know my login. I can just click on forget password. I kind of want to go back and just try them out. My old decks. Oh, yeah.
It wouldn't hurt.
Fond memories. Huh?
It wouldn't hurt.
Yeah. I also have some cards, decks in real life too. Competitive decks, of course. Again, they're all outdated because they're just from the black and white days. Black 2, white 2, you know, a little bit of X and Y. So, that's it for the news. Closing out today's podcast episode, we have a question for you guys, the listeners. What's that Pokemon cry? So, at the end of each podcast, we'll be playing one Pokemon cry. We won't tell you the answer. We'll give you the answer on the next episode. So, here it is. Can you guess what's that Pokemon cry? We would love to answer your Pokemon questions in the next episode. If you have any, email us at urge2podcast@gmail.com. It is undetermined how many we'll answer, if we even get any at all. This is a new podcast. We'll see where this goes, because I really like talking about Pokemon.
I do too.
What? Coincidence? I think not. Anyway, thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time. Bye. I would like to thank all of my YouTube members for their support. Truly, I'm thankful. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. It helps out a lot. Also hit the notification bell to be notified for future content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.